Hi class, let's take a look at example 5. And example 5 is very similar to 4. They want a general term for the sequence. Now, look at the actual terms and what actually appears to be occurring on each one of those is that from the first term, you're multiplying the denominators by a value of 3. So this one has an R value of 1/3, or we can classify it as geometric with R is equal to 1/3. Now, the formulas for the geometric one, it's going to be a sub 1 times R to the n minus 1. And I'm obtaining the formula from here. So we're looking at that as the formula, and then we're going to simplify it as much as we can. So for this one, our a sub n, a sub 1, so a sub 1 is equal to 1/3. This will be 1/3. And then we technically have R is also equal to 1/3, but the formula is going to be n minus 1. As we combine the bases, this one, it's going to give us, well, technically 1/3 to the n minus 1 plus 1, or 1/3 raised to the n. So our final answer for the general term is that a sub n is equal to 1/3 raised to the n power. And then for evaluating it, well, in this case, a sub 50, it's actually equal to 1/3 raised to the 50. Now I'm gonna leave it like that, but they're asking for us to basically obtain the sum of some of these values. So let me just give you the decimal approximation, and the calculator may actually give us scientific notation. In this case, it is giving a scientific notation, and I'm obtaining that 1/3 raised to the 50 is 1.39 26 1.39 20 actually wait 29 1.39 296 times 10 to the negative 24. I'm just gonna circle this, and well, the main idea here is that that term is almost equal to 0. So it's going to be important for the last portion of this problem. Oh, I apologize for that. The letters actually, well, the word use the automatic feature. That should be A and B. Okay, let's take a look at, well, what word created here, G. And this is the sum of the first 50 terms. So we're looking at Sn, and Sn is messy here. So the formula is a sub 1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And let me double check the formula. Yep, okay. So this is what I need you to do on these problems. You would plug them in and then punch them into the calculator. You just have to do it correctly on the calculator. So a sub 1 in this case was 1/3 times 1 minus technically 1/3 raised to the 50 over 1 minus 1/3. So this one is important. We need this to the 50th power. Okay, please plug it in and we'll compare answers in a minute. Okay, so my calculator on this one is just telling me that this is, well, 0.5 or the values of a half. And what we have here is that actually adding the first, so in this case, this is Sn. which happens to be, and let me just put a comma there, the values of S of 50. So as a final conclusion for this one, we're finding that adding the first 50 terms, in this case S of 50, is equal to the values of a half. And what this means is that, well, our terms, as n becomes larger, they're actually approaching 0. So this plays an important role because when we do the last portion, in this case the infinite sum, we're going to find that the actual limit of the sum exists. You're able to add terms all the way to the infinity without having the actual sequence become infinitely large. So on part H, which should be D, well, you have to check for one part. The values of R is equal to 1/3. So if the absolute value of R is less than the values of 1, in this case we have 1/3 is less than 1, the infinite sum is actually going to exist. So in that case, S infinity is equal to, the main formula is A sub 1 over 1 minus R. So for this one, we're going to have 1/3 over 1 minus 1/3. And let me just simplify. Multiply top and bottom by 3 will actually give us 1 over 3 minus 1, or the values of 1/2. And in this case, we would simply just say that the S infinity is equal to 1/2. In terms of the notation, some books are calling that L, which is the actual limit of the sum. You can leave it as S infinity, but for this particular one, it gave us results that we actually want. We want these sequences, or in this case the series, to not become unbounded and then actually reach a limit. For this one, we just happen to have that the infinite sum reaches 1/2, which is basically the same value that you see as you're adding the first 50 terms. So you see the actual sum converging to 1/2.